This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com.
And now, a great moment in furniture history. One summer in the early 90s, the Bob behind Bob's Discount Furniture did something that would send shockwaves throughout the furniture business. He eliminated haggling and ended the unfair and insidious practice of artificially jacking up prices only to throw a phony sale. What remains unanswered is why he would end such a lucrative scheme.
It was the right thing to do.
It was the right thing to do. This has been another great moment in furniture history. Watch furniture history unfold at mybobs.com.
Good.
Pussies. Okay, wait, let me go.
Hi there, this is Jim the Keys Bartender. I'm going to be turning the volume down. That's way too loud. It's episode 175. Oh my goodness. Let me turn that off. And we're giving the advice to the graduates. Class of 2019.
Oh, God.
2019. Advice to the graduate. We're going to... maybe we'll finish up on that.
2019.
2019.
Advice to the graduates. Okay.
Advice to the graduates. And now, it's your job is to keep us on mark.
Okay.
One of the things I saw today, we are in the Keys. And we are several hundred miles away from SpaceX and
civilization.
Yeah, civilization and stuff like that. And I was watching on the news. The nice thing about the Keys, especially, I got a little beer on my soundboard. Shit. No, I hope I didn't screw that up. But we'll find out later.
That's what you do with the Keys.
It's they were talking to I was watching the news. They were talking to someone from NASA, and they're doing a massive project of the tracking of the closest 60,000 objects that approach the Earth over the next 10 years, I think. And they were looking to probably detect things that could possibly come in and cause catastrophic contact, collision.
So
much like a dinosaur killing.
Right, so like asteroids or comets or...
Yes, whatever.
Meteorites.
Right. and just near-Earth objects, I think they're called. And if you've seen, we saw the movie, was it Bruce Willis one?
That's Armageddon.
And there was another one.
You are talking about, the one with Jake...
One with Robert Duvall.
Oh, Robert Duvall. Oh. Shoot.
I don't know, but they're all like a lot alike. And Armageddon, they go and plant.
They have to
they drill and they put
an
nuclear
asteroid.
bombs deep enough into it.
Right, and then
they blow it up
and
and try to blow it apart
on a ferrous sulfate plate, and it took forever to get through the drilling, and then
Well, the NASA guy says what we're looking to do is make an impact far enough away that we can change the trajectory of it. Which kind of makes sense. You know, you're going to... I understand my physics. If you got it's not just the size of the object that hits it. You don't have... It's not like hitting a cue ball and then hitting a billiard ball because the weights are similar and they distribute the force in the same way. When you have a smaller object hitting it at a higher velocity, it distributes a similar force if you multiply it by the velocity by the mass.
It has a deeper impact.
What?
It has a deeper impact.
Well, it has a deeper impact and also it imparts more energy according to speed. So they said if they can direct it far enough away, hit it far enough away, they'll be able to redirect it. And I can just imagine a scenario where in the future or near future, where someone NASA says, listen, we've been doing these studies and you signed off on them, talking to the president, that you were going to. You said we could do these studies, and I want to tell you how we progressed. We've tracked. There were 20 near-Earth objects. We found out there were 3 of them that were in danger of hitting the Earth. One of them very large. So we focused on that one. And what happened is, while we were planning, we noticed that we could hit it far enough away we could redirect it. And then we have to say that we made all the planning, we sent it out, we hit it. It was a success, and we were able to redirect it. But unfortunately, we redirected it right in line to hit us dead center. So it was kind of a success in one way. We were able to redirect an asteroid, but it's going to hit us.
Right.
And I always think that with science and stuff like that. And I'm not one of those to poo-poo science and say not to do any research. But this slight redirection, because we've all seen expert pool players miss a shot. Right? And that's with a spherical object that's, in your view, probably less than 6 to 7 feet away, given weight.
Right.
And you're going to be doing that. So I always thought, wow, they are really monkeying around with science right there. And I'm back to the idea. I'm back to the Armageddon thing. If it doesn't do it, send the fucking guys up there and blow it up. Make it smaller. Have smaller objects hit us. I'll take it.
But, of course...
That'll be my decision.
Again, at the velocity...
What?
A smaller object can do just as much damage as a larger object if it's moving slower. And if you take that smaller object, right, if you take a large object and you make it into a smaller object, its velocity can possibly increase.
Not in space.
Because
it's pretty
it has
much
less resistance.
Well, you mean... okay. See, this,
so
that's
take
business.
a really small rock and throw it across the canal. And take a really big rock and throw it across the canal.
Wait a second. A big rock because they can't impart the force. But if I am able to impart the same amount of force, I can throw the big rock. It's much smaller rock. It's air resistance. You're talking about the air resistance when you're throwing it. I understand that.
Not necessarily. I'm talking about impact. So,
if I could throw it at 60 miles an hour, a larger and a smaller one, the larger one's going to cause more damage at 60 miles an hour if I'm able to throw it at 60 miles an hour.
Right, but if you take that larger one and you turn it into a smaller one, and you throw it, it might be at 90 miles an hour instead of 60 miles an hour.
No, I don't think you okay.
You can't.
We're imparting more force upon it than it.
Well, I was just thinking about possible resistance.
Okay, well,
because it's still maybe space, but you still are going to have some kind of gravitational pull, and or not.
What I'm trying to say is we're all fucking doomed here. Because like with the kind of planning that's going on here, I think we're pretty much done. We should just sign it over to the cockroaches and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Well,
they'll live. I mean, they live through everything.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So we're going to get back to the, unless you're interested in continuing to talk on the alien, what is an alien? Is an alien object in our space? So that is alien.
Well, the definition of an alien is anything that's unknown.
Or outside, from
right.
outside your... Alien means from outside.
Right.
Pretty much is the technical term, I think. From outside, if you're an alien, you're from outside the United States. If you're an alien from... you're doing research right now.
I'll look up the absolute definition of an alien.
From without. I think that would be. Someone from another country or from another planet.
Right, but of course, an alien to us would be someone from a country other than the U.S.
Yes.
But we would be aliens if we went to Russia.
You would. Not me. I'm a citizen of the world. I think they'd accept me. Maybe not Vladimir Putin. Actually, I'd probably be killed.
Unfamiliar and disturbing or distasteful.
That's it? Oh, government. That's number one.
No, number one is actually belonging to a foreign country or nation. But then they, of course, there's other ones that say relating to or denoting being supposedly from other worlds, extraterrestrial.
Oh, really?
Yes. But, and then of course people are doing a hypothetical or fictional being from another world, a planet or species, originally introduced from another country and later naturalized. Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness. It tells me how to pronounce it in 17 different languages. But, yeah.
Well, so there's a lot of...
strange, peculiar, odd, bizarre, outlandish, remote, exotic, novel. So,
Okay.
yeah. Anything different.
Anything different.
Anything different.
Speaking of different, I ran into this time of year, much like any place in the United States or around the world. Well, I don't know if it's around the world. I guess it's Northern Hemisphere, where the the school year ends, and there's transitions occurring.
Yes.
And I was at my weekly meeting, the
Rotary meeting.
and there was a young lady sitting, and she's graduating this week. And she seemed to have a lot of things going. Smart girl. Did a lot of volunteering. Not that smart, she sat next to me, but then, all right. I mean, smart choice because nothing happened. And I was just sitting, I just wanted to impart the wisdom to her when she said she's graduating. I said, listen, I told her someday, and this is what I thought, that imparting wisdom to the class of 2019. Remember that there was a little spoken word thing about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, where he goes, at the end, the guy says, don't forget the sunscreen. You know, it was supposedly a speech someone gave at a commencement address.
Okay.
He says, remember be close to your siblings. They remember how you were when you were young. And he gives all this advice. But at the end of it, he gives how to be easy to forget slights to you, long remember kindnesses. And he said all these things, and it goes back and forth, and it's kind of like a beat going on in the background. In the end, he goes, but don't forget the sunscreen. You remember that?
Well, yes.
Okay.
But I disagree.
Well, you got to use sunscreen.
Really? It causes cancer, by the way.
Well, I think it's better than getting skin cancer from...
Sunscreen causes skin cancer.
You think the sun doesn't cause it?
Oh, I'm sure they both do. Your best bet is to limit your exposure.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll go with that. Okay, limit your exposure.
And especially given your ethnic background.
You can still get skin cancer.
No, I'm sure you still can, but you're more susceptible to it if you are a Scandinavian background.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, of course, you're lighter skinned.
I thought it didn't matter what color your skin was, the amount of sun you got was harmful.
Again, limit your exposure.
Okay, yeah. I said.
Although you will see that people of a Scandinavian background or even a Polish German background have more susceptibility to skin cancers.
Who's Polish German?
Just saying Polish or German.
Oh, okay.
Backgrounds are more susceptible to skin cancers.
Okay, I understand.
But now I'm Mediterranean, and we're much less susceptible. We don't freckle nearly as easily. You know, it's just if you're darker, if you're a brown person,
a swarthy person,
right? Then you're
saying swarthy,
less susceptible to it.
Racist fucking answer.
I didn't say swarthy.
You confirmed that.
How am I racist?
Are you swarthy?
I am not swarthy.
Are you calling yourself swarthy?
I am.
You're a self-hating. No, I just threw that out there. What the hell we were talking about?
I will tell you this. That I have a sister, right, who is red-haired and fair-skinned and covered in freckles. And this poor girl does not get a suntan. All that happens is her freckles get darker and larger and they touch together. So therefore it makes her look like she's tan. But she burns.
And I guess you know
if
she's a true redhead. So
she is. But we share the same father, but biologically we do not share the same mother. My mother is Lebanese Syrian, so my mother's got dark hair, dark skin, very thick, skinned. She doesn't wrinkle very easy. She's actually gorgeous. FG, I know you're listening. She's one of the most gorgeous old farts you'd ever see. But her ethnic background is not susceptible to skin cancers because that's her background. They're usually in more sun.
Okay, well...
But my sister would be very susceptible to skin cancer, so she burns.
So graduates, be aware of skin cancer.
Yes, be aware, but no, don't necessarily rely on the sunscreen.
Okay.
Just limit your exposure.
Okay, well that was that was
So
one
that
of
was
the things
whole
from the
big
advice
thing about my
that
disagreement.
the graduate... No, that's fine. I
sounded like a gym. I just went off on a tangent.
Agree. So if you are graduating, remember that wherever you and hopefully you should be 18 if you listen to this.
Well, you could be 17, 18 to be graduating.
You can
normally, unless
you know what? And there's no way we only check a box that says explicit content. But if you are graduating, remember, if you want to be a good student, I'll tell you some of the things, the good side. One thing, eschew the use of the snooze button. No, if you can get rid of the snooze button and not use it, and just set your alarm for the time you have to get up. Set the alarm. It'll add, for college, for anything, it will add to your success. I am not saying I'm a very successful guy, but I do not hit the snooze button. I realize the 5 minutes I get are not a real 5 minutes. I'm not going back to sleep. I'm not.
No.
I'm not. You're just staying in bed a little longer. So I understand. If you want to, give yourself the extra 5 minutes. Set it to that 5. If you're a one snooze button hit person, set it to the 5 minutes later. If you're a 2 snooze button, set it for 10 minutes. Right?
I mean, I don't know what a snooze button is anymore.
You don't use
We don't use an alarm clock at all.
We're up at about 7:15, 7:30 every day.
Well, I'm up at 6.
Yeah.
I don't use an alarm clock unless I have to get up
I use an alarm clock just in case I'm not guaranteed that I'll wake up. So part of being successful is showing up. And once again, as a graduate, if you go to school or you go to work or trade school, show up on time and show up every time.
Yes.
And if you don't have a good excuse, have a doctor's note or be in the emergency room or in jail.
It's better to tell the truth.
It's better to tell the truth. And during the week, if you can show up for class, if you're going to school, show up for class, take notes. Take scrupulous notes. Or join a study group with people that take good notes. And don't drink in the daytime or smoke weed. If you're taking classes in the daytime, do it at the night.
Again, you're talking about classes, though, but you're giving advice to graduates.
I'm doing it graduates because they're going to go and do something. If you're at work, you shouldn't be smoking weed and drinking in the daytime if you're working in the daytime. Now, if you work at night, if you go by the way of doing that, then the daytime is when you smoke weed and drink.
I would say that my advice to graduates would be always be a leader, never be a follower, and always lead by example.
What if you're the first guy in a train?
Therefore, you show up to work on time if you expect everyone else to.
A leader could be the person, the first guy into a fire, of a woman into a fire, or, it's just not always good to be the first person in.
Be a leader, not
be
a
a leader,
follower.
not a follower?
Be a leader, not a follower.
Okay. Well, for the bad students, I got some rules, too.
For the bad students.
The bad students, always men and women realize there's an expiration date on a condom.
Oh, yeah.
There is an expiration date on
Yeah,
Yes.
there is.
Keep very close.
They keep them
Track to those
close at
expiration
hand. It
dates.
doesn't matter. I've seen in college, I've seen so many people have to deal with that. And since the rules are changing in a lot of different states in the United States, it's getting more like The Handmaid's Tale. Where you can't,
Yeah.
you will not be able to control your body. You don't have a choice. I hate to say it. I mean, whether you agree with it or not, be careful. Use your whatever prophylactic device you use. Don't get in trouble. And if you are drinking, if you go to parties at night, for the bad students, make sure that you get home before your class. I mean, there's plenty of people that just stay out all night. It's just the way college is. I'm telling you, that's the way it is. I have to say, most of the bad mistakes are made in college. That not people that don't go to
Well,
college
that's
are
because
usually.
when people are in high school, they're still overshadowed and led by their parents, and they still have rules to follow. But when they're living on their own or in a dorm or whatever, they're all of a sudden, boom, on their own and making.
They're like
their own
fucking
decisions.
Mel Gibson and Braveheart.
Right? They're like
Freedom!
and then you're
Yeah.
free to make your own shitty decisions.
Yeah.
And then those shitty decisions.
If
follow
you
for
ever
the rest
want to
of your life.
Google, just Google college porn, and you see a bunch of people making bad decisions at one time, and they do.
That's like on Maury. Remember we talked about Maury Povich or whatever? No, it was is it Maury?
Yeah, Maury with
It's
the
a Maury,
"You're Not the
right?
Father."
Yeah, you're not the father. Okay, so if you go to a college party and you hump 5 guys in one night, you're gonna be on there 4 more times to figure out who that guy is.
Well, that's why the
That's-
expiration date on a condom.
If you get proper
God.
names.
Oh goodness, which is just ugh.
I mean,
Yeah,
how many
okay.
people?
Okay, how
try
about
that?
can't you just be like straight up about it? Like, okay, stop being a whore. That will actually help you with your future.
Guys?
No, I'm talking about females. Females here. Females.
Well, girls,
Okay,
wait.
Stop being a whore.
With the pressure.
If
If
men.
you think about it, think about this: when there's a leak on a boat,
Yeah.
do you blame the water, or do you blame the weakness in the structure of the boat, in the structural integrity?
Really?
Get it?
Who takes the responsibility? Who can't make their own decision for themselves?
The captain of the boat,
Uh,
the person is supposed to fix
right,
the boat.
yeah. Okay, so women, you are the capital of your own boat.
Oh,
Captain of your own boat.
capital.
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 You're capital. You're the captain
That's
of
a
your own
capital
boat.
idea.
So if you are no longer in many states able to, let's say, have a schmishmortion after 8 weeks,
Portion.
a schmishmortion,
I know it.
right?
Jonah Hill.
Now, yes, but if you are no longer able to have a schmishmortion at 8 weeks, which
6 weeks. 6 weeks.
but most women would never know that.
6 weeks.
But most women,
You know what? They
yeah.
pass in a
Okay,
bunch of states.
but
They pass 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
6 weeks.
Most
when
women
it's the size of a grape seed.
Most women would never know at 6 weeks,
I just got here. What are we talking about?
unless
We're just giving advice to
unless they were
2019 graduates.
an older, seasoned woman who had a perfect regular cycle. Okay, that would be the only time you would ever know that. So a 19-year-old in college, it probably still has a very unpredictable schedule when it comes to their woman things, right?
I have a very young.
Right. Yes. And
Well, I noticed in Alabama when they passed that law, they passed a law where they almost completely outlawed it now.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
So
out there. There was women out front. They're wearing the outfits from The Handmaid's Tale, and they're. Wait, which one are you getting sick of? The women from The Handmaid's Tale, or the people that outlawed
I'm
it?
just the people that the men. Okay.
Oh, it's all guys. It was
the
all
men
guys.
that
It was
decide
all
to
guys.
pass laws to
There
help
was
women
all
make
guys that
decisions
outlawed it.
about their bodies.
And I
But you
swear
know
to
what?
God,
These are
half
the
of
men's-
them,
these
half
are-
of them,
these
half
are-
of them probably paid for abortions.
These are the fucking men that have probably raped, pillaged, and plundered women and don't give a shit.
No.
And the other thing is that if it has anything to do with rape, incest, right?
Yeah.
It's none of their
No
business.
recourse.
There's none of their business. So you're going to take a
Wait,
girl.
there's no recourse in the.
Let's say a
Can I?
14-year-old girl. Let's say a 14-year-old girl
Kid in there. Come on.
gets molested by her stepfather. and impregnated, and she's 14, she doesn't have a regular cycle. She doesn't know when she's pregnant, and she doesn't even know that when she finds out that she's pregnant, she's 13 weeks along, and now it's illegal for her to have an abortion. So she's obligated to.
Well, in Alabama, it doesn't matter. As soon as she's pregnant, that's it.
But so now a
outlawed.
14-year-old girl is not given the right, and her mother isn't given the right to help her terminate that pregnancy, even though it was a predator that impregnated her. And so she has no choice but to give birth to that child and to look at that face every day for the rest of her life, knowing that she has to look at that child going, well, this is from the guy who raped you or raped you. That's fucked up.
Well, the other part of it, you cut back on the funding that takes care of the kids, the health care, the education, the everything. And you go like this, oh, what the fuck? Until they're born, you're going to do it. This, I know that, I realize this isn't funny, but this thing where you go and worship the fetus and not the child. The born child. You're not going to take care of the born child.
What do you mean by worship the fetus?
Okay, so
meaning you're going to outlaw any smishmortion, and then you're not going to take care of the child.
Right. So you're going to obligate the girl,
You're
the
going
woman.
to reduce the funding. You're going to put all your efforts. You're going to do all the efforts.
Sorry, I just got in.
All the efforts are going to be.
Amber just got here, guys.
Yeah, all the efforts are going to be to, and Florida's one of those states. And Florida's one of those states where, I guess, it seems like the people that have the most children don't really care about their education.
I was going to say, the ones that really don't give a shit.
Yeah, they have the most children, don't care for their children, are the ones voting.
And the ones that can't get pregnant are the ones that want it the most.
Yes.
Yep.
Right, but then they're raping little girls who just got their period and they're getting pregnant.
No, yeah,
It's
that part I do understand, especially like if.
No, there was a female legislator in Alabama.
That's kind of fucked up. Like
they're trying to take that choice away.
Yeah, no.
I know.
In many states they've already
it's because
taken
you're going to resent that child the rest of your life.
It is a what would you call that? It's almost where you have that parliamentary agreement. We have groups of people that we're going to agree with you in order we get your vote. You got conservative. Right. You got conservative people in business, and then conservative social people. And then one says, my mom always says this, I'm all about the babies. I said, Mom, you're not about the babies. You're about the fetus. Because the babies, you've never supported a bill or an idea that supported the raising of children. You're for the cutting of, if you really cared about babies, you wouldn't care about a pregnant woman. If a pregnant woman came across illegal, you'd want her to give birth here because you're pro-fetus. No, but they become an American citizen, and it's an anchor baby. They can't give birth because then we can't send them out.
Now, I do believe there should be like a law to how many abortions you have.
I don't believe it should be. I don't believe a form of birth control. But then again,
the women that get pregnant all the time and are just like,
okay,
I'll get rid of this one.
Let me.
Because I have 4 already with 4 different baby daddies.
Well,
that's what I mean by.
She's probably a shitty mother anyway.
No,
so those 4 are done.
Saying,
if she decides not to have the 5th, probably it is a service because those kids are done. Trust me, they're not. I swear to God. Everyone should have a baby.
I'm sorry, if you have 4 kids and 4
maybe
different baby daddies,
we should have
then,
maybe they should have a thing where they used to get a license to be allowed to have a baby. How about that? Just like you have that license to have a dog or a gun.
Or take a boater's test or drive
a boater's
a car
test in order to have a baby and say like this, you are not allowed to have a baby until you can demonstrate the ability to raise it.
You can
How's
pass
that?
a drug test. Okay, fine.
There you go.
Pass a drug test.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to have an opiate addicted baby, and then they're going to let you keep it?
No.
No. Yeah. If you can't control your own life, how are you going to take care of another? I get that.
Exactly.
I get that.
But I do also believe, like, the people that are, like, sometimes financially unstable, but they still want a kid. Like that,
Okay, those people that are
I'm not
financially
saying, wait a
unstable-
second, you can still raise a kid without having the means. Without having the
Absolutely.
means.
And most of those kids though that are like financially unstable are the best kids ever.
They need to have better educated and better investigative people
This
that are
is
working.
This is
that are actually working
of the Keys Bartender show.
Okay, this is the sad part.
No,
this is the sad part is that so many people have figured out the system, and the people that work for the system don't care.
Yeah.
But a couple, right? So a couple that's been together for 10 years decides that they're ready for a baby, and they decide to have a baby. And so they intentionally get pregnant, and that baby's perfectly healthy, and the woman is not drinking, doing drugs, anything. That child is now eligible for Medicaid, cash assistance, WIC, and all the welfare benefits that they allow, right? Even though she lives in the same house with baby daddy. But you know why? That baby and mom, for that factor, is eligible for everything because baby daddy and her aren't married.
Okay, well, that's for the graduate. Advice for the graduate again. Remember, that whole time we were talking the last 10 minutes, this is what you have to fucking go through if you make the wrong mistake. Remember, check the expiration on the condoms.
Date on your condoms.
On the condoms or whatever device you're using.
So this is what ends up happening with a lot of these people, right? So the dad is not put on the birth certificate. Mom goes after him, even though this is her live-in boyfriend, okay? And baby daddy. Mom goes after him for child support. The state takes it away from him and puts it right in mom's account, and they still live in the same house, share the rent, and raise their children together, and the entire time they are funded by the effing state.
Wait a second, it takes money out of his account.
Absolutely, because he's baby daddy. Paternity test says so.
But it doesn't
so
matter.
she goes after
But
him
he's
for the
living
child.
But she's still getting the full amount.
She's getting the full amount. They take it from him. They give it right to her. They live in the same house.
He doesn't care as long as she's getting the full amount and everything's getting paid.
Everything's getting paid. So now they have rent assistance. They have WIC. They have food stamps. They have cash assistance. It's all going.
I'll tell you, God, if you're going to be anti-abortion, that's the only thing you can support. If you're going to be anti-abortion, that's the only thing you can support. Is the state has to support the kid. Right?
Yep. Oh, yeah. So, therefore, my tax dollars that I worked my ass off for, and I raised 3 kids alone, divorced, and never took assistance. My tax dollars go to pay for these women to raise their children, and then they pay the Florida Department of Revenue to actually take away the child support from the father, but it goes right back to the mother, and they live in the same house. But here's the thing. Baby daddy uses mom's address. So therefore, it's not going to the same household, wink, wink, and Florida Department of Revenue doesn't have smart enough people, and they don't have enough people doing the research to take care of all of it.
Hey, I'm not going to argue.
Right?
I'm not going to argue this at all. It sounds really good.
See, this is where the problem is.
This is where the problem is.
Problem
and you know what mommy is? Mommy's a bartender. Or mommy's a stripper. And mommy doesn't...
Or mommy's a male bartender that had sex change and became a podcaster whose name... It became a show called Keys Bartender. And he decided to have a bunch of kids. And there's like 18 kids out there that don't know their mommy's name is Jim.
See, this is where I have a problem is because...
Not me.
I'm not going to mention names, but...
Just saying.
There is a person out there I know very well.
Yes.
She has kids, and she filed for this, the same thing.
Yep.
And
she gets
tells
benefits.
me, she's very close to me, mind you. She's extremely close to me. And mind you, she tells me this thing, so I'm looking at her, and I am busting my ass at work. She has a part-time job. The father doesn't work. So I'm paying your half?
Yep.
And I'm busting my ass. Mind you, my other half is busting his ass too.
They get $500
so
to
I have to
$700
pay
a month in food stamps.
Your food stamps. Mind you, I know what you do, and I know what the baby daddy does, but you're lying on that part. That is extremely fucked up.
I know. Well, I mean, just think of a society, though. Just think of a society. No, but just think of a society where you're not going to fund
The U.S.
feeding,
in general.
no, but
the
feeding
US in general
feeding
is
kids.
extremely just messed up.
Feeding
It's
kids.
beyond
You're either going to say, "Hey, listen, be a responsible parent," and then you can't force. I don't think any reasonable person in the United States would say you can force an abortion on someone that doesn't want one. But to deny someone for medical reasons,
Rape, incest, medical, the life of the. Oh my God!
All right.
It's a person I know. A person I know. Forget about the person I love. A person I know, his life is threatened. In the beginning, in the early, I'm sorry, it is a Gordian's knot. It's very difficult to choose, but with persons alive, and if the baby can't, I mean, obviously, these anti-abortion people are deciding that if we can get the baby to survive from the time it's inseminated, then
I'll give you one.
What?
I'll give you one solution. Not solution, but
an example.
From the person I just talked about, okay? Now they have full coverage. I am type 1 diabetic. I applied for Obamacare.
Yeah.
I went in. I am type 1 diabetic. So, meaning my pancreas does not work. It does not produce insulin. So, I need insulin.
Yeah.
I need
to survive.
To survive, to live. These people told me that I do not have a problem. I cannot be fully covered unless I am over 65 or I have children.
And good luck having children as a type 1 diabetic. It's a very, very taxing thing on the body.
It's very taxing on my body. Especially now that I am 31, I'm about to be 32. So literally I'm a ticking time bomb right now. Like it's going pretty fast. So you're telling me because someone had children and now they're filing for all this other shit, but they can afford it, but they're filing that they can't. But I am type 1 diabetic and I need my insulin to survive. And you're telling me that I can't get it?
Here's the other thing.
That's where this issue is. And that's where I am completely and
I'm not clear on that one exactly. Why the issue on
she has no dependence.
No, I understand, but how does that tie into the abortion bill?
Because now look,
because we're talking about insurance now, the way that they're fully covered and all this other stuff.
Let's say that Amber gets accidentally pregnant. You're going to take away her right to choose, to terminate that pregnancy to save her own life.
Is that what you meant to say?
Pretty much.
Right.
Okay, that's where...
What I'm saying is, a type 1 diabetic, pregnancy is very taxing on the body. It can actually cause multiple organ failure for a type 1 diabetic. But unless she gets pregnant by a guy who isn't her husband, can she qualify for benefits and get free insulin. But if she's married and that combined household makes more than $60,000 a year, she has to pay cash out of her pocket to buy her insulin to survive and help her unborn child survive. But yet, if she chose to terminate that pregnancy, let's say at 8 weeks when she finally finds out, because she doesn't have regular periods, because she's a diabetic, she's now no longer given the right to decide what to do with her own body, and she's going to have a risk of dying. That is ridiculous.
Well, you're preaching to the choir, right?
So, therefore, these people that want to make these men, because it's all these men in Congress and everything.
Yeah, well, with that in Alabama, they showed a picture of it. Yeah, it was all old white guys right there.
Who, by the way, let's give that up to Ancestry DNA, because half of those old white guys are getting hit right now.
Oh yeah.
Which I
mean, there was always a
that's what I'm saying. With people that do not have life-threatening disabilities,
you're gonna pay
handed to them.
She's gonna so her friend, who is 100% medically healthy,
yes,
no diabetes, no nothing, is pregnant again, but not married. Gets $5 to $7.
She already had the baby.
But let's say $500 to $700 a month in food stamps. Gets cash assistance to pay her rent. Gets all kinds of benefits. because she was technically, in quotes, irresponsible enough to get pregnant.
But I am type 1 diabetic, and she's telling me this, and I have to pay her part of the house.
Right.
That is
that's
ridiculous.
It's fucked up. The whole system is fucked up.
But they really don't pay.
Who doesn't pay?
What I mean is, we do pay.
Oh, yeah.
We do pay, but we don't pay if you really want to commit to it. If you want to commit to every fetus is precious, then it's healthcare, education, college.
Right, because
I mean, if you're going to go and do it, it's going to go to fuck all in. The health of the mother and stuff like that. Go all in if you're going to do it. And don't restrict so much. Don't restrict. I mean,
But
even though restricting the choices,
they always go half-ass.
Yeah. The fuck about taking care of the child after they're born. We don't.
I still get this. I still get that. So yes, I have to act like I love my child.
No, but
some of them do it just as a moneymaker, and some of them avoid the conventional, traditional lifestyles just to get the money.
And this is an extension of the advice to the graduate.
And this is the advice to graduates.
Advice to graduate.
So
if you think that you're being represented correctly right now, that as a female,
you are not.
You're being represented by male representatives that are restricting your right to control your body. To control your body.
No one with a penis has any business telling someone with a vagina what they can do with it.
Well, then that should be an idea. That should be an advice. That should be advice to the graduates, shouldn't it?
There you go.
Yes, and whether you're in the Keys or you're in Alabama, or you're in Florida or Alabama, we got to make sure that
no matter where you're at,
you're going to have the right. That's why they call it choice.
Be responsible with your actions.
Yeah, and be responsible with your voting.
Yeah.
When you make your choice, there's a lot of dumb people.
On top of that, be responsible and respect your choice. I'm sorry, if a man wants to get into your pants, they're going to tell you anything and everything. They will tell you they love you. Oh my God, you're the best thing.
But you still have the choice at the end.
You still have the choice to take a pill.
No, absolutely.
Right? You have the choice to refuse too. You have the choice to refuse.
What I'm saying
you have the choice.
These women have to understand that these men will say anything and everything just to get in their pants.
Be the captain of your own ship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stop it.
You are the one that pays the price for it, not them.
Exactly.
So therefore,
just
be the captain
smart.
of your own
I'm just
ship.
saying, just be smart about your decision. If this guy, you've only been with him for 2 weeks, and he's already telling you he loves you, it's bullshit. Don't fall for it. Even a month. I'm sorry.
I'd say even a year.
2 months.
Oh, what the hell?
No, not a year.
Unless there's money in the bank, don't worry about it.
And the other thing is, guys, if you do tell her that you love her after 4 hours, good luck paying that child support. 18 years.
Wait, what's that? That's not necessarily actually, believe it or not, when you say you love them, doesn't obligate you to paying. So you should, as a young woman, you should not take that as a.
Here's my advice.
You should not take that as a deal sealer.
As a mother of 3 adult young men, remember that captain may not be trustworthy of her own ship, because there's a lot of lying hoes out there. Mm-hmm. So just wrap it up a million times and make sure your shit's not expired.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. And Tyler, you are not the father.
Tyler is not the father.
Jim, you can say, Jim, you are not the father.
I will tell you, though, that the father of all 3 of my children was my first husband. And look, the children look just like him. Paul. Yeah.
And I will vouch for that.
What kind of surname was it?
Parsons.
I didn't ask for the surname. I asked what kind of surname.
No,
was
it's
it?
fine.
Oh my God!
My children have been on the show multiple times. You've talked to Matthew and Michael, both on my twins. You've talked to them on both on the show.
Okay, I didn't mean to put
but-
that. I didn't want to put you on the spot.
But- Anyway, it doesn't matter. Our marriage did not work. I chose to raise the children by myself. That was my choice. That's what I did, without help.
And you did a fabulous job.
And I really did. Thank you very much. I enjoyed my Mother's Day orchids that my babies sent to me.
Oh, they sent the orchids?
Well, they sent me
that's
orchids and chocolates in the shape of diamonds
Oh,
and
that's
precious
sweet.
gems, and they were very sweet. I lucked out. I pulled the right kids off the kid tree. So
You swapped them out in the
yeah,
fraternity ward?
yeah. I just picked the ones I wanted.
Okay. Oh, these are the
Yeah.
two good
I'm
ones.
like, oh,
I
those two look the
They
same.
look
They're
a
really
lot
cute.
alike. I
No,
want those two.
I was very lucky. I was very, very lucky.
I already
and-
know the father of my children.
Yes, well, yeah, he's a Russell. He's sitting over here.
Yes.
He's hiding. He's
He's
a
a
little
nice
shy.
guy. He's
a
he
little
seems
shy.
like a very
He-
nice guy.
No, he shaved, so he looks like a very big baby.
He's got baby face right now.
No, he looks like a very. What? Why are
He's
you
got
apologizing? I
baby
said he looks like a
face
real.
right now.
I did
No.
not say. What's in
I
this
will tell
comment?
you right now, he is not a virgin.
Russell, say hello.
Hi.
Is he shaved all the way down?
He wants to know if his carpets match his drapes.
Does the ginger follow?
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say
I'm not
it.
going to, but that's
Good.
fine.
That's good. That's good. I was going to just say. I asked the question,
That's my carpet,
and they
that's
could.
my drapes, you know? That's for
That
me.
is not appropriate for me to ask you that.
And you are not
because
allowed to find
I didn't.
Well, we
I
don't have
didn't
to
ask.
worry about that because
didn't-
Russell doesn't completely disrobe what he
I didn't ask that.
Or Pete.
Did you guys? Does
your...
your Russell? Do you take your whole outfit
Yeah,
off? And you
I
go
know,
use?
but hell no.
He said, hell no.
Okay. Well, we're at 45 minutes.
Our Keys Bartender rescue turned into the Schmishmorsh mind your own business conversation.
You know what? It was advice. It was advice
It was
to
advice.
the graduates.
I just want to know
And
how that conversation got.
we started out with advice to the new graduates and stuff like
Advice to
that.
the new
And I
graduates.
thought,
Okay,
I
okay.
thought
Wrap it up.
there's nothing. I thought it was appropriate. There's nothing more life changing than someone getting pregnant.
Well, there's
It is.
nothing more life changing than someone getting pregnant that's not planning on it.
That's not planning on
You
it.
know,
that's
or-
not
Well, I mean,
planning.
it works for both. If
But
you're
at the
planning
same
on it, it's
time,
still
you're
life
never-
changing.
You're never ready, though. You really aren't.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I've heard from a lot of mothers that you're never ready for it, even though you want it, but
Yeah.
you're never ready.
You're never ready, but I mean, if you're going to be a graduate, I remember there was, oh my God, I remember the woman's name. A sweet Latin girl whose boyfriend used to come up and visit all the time. She ended up getting pregnant halfway through the first semester. Changed her life.
Of course.
Smart, sharp girl. Oh my God. And I can remember her name distinctly.
You don't.
At my age, I can't say it.
Absolutely not.
I can't say it. And she told us, and she was telling us, I was on the co-ed floor of my college. What's going on here? Oh my
That's
God.
fun.
Is that the Bofu toad? That's the Bofu toad.
A bofu?
I don't think
That's a
toad.
Bofu toad.
I don't
There's
know.
a sound coming from over here, and that's a
It
little...
sounds like
No,
a
that's not
really
over there.
fat cricket.
It's not over there?
No, because I'm right here.
No,
It's over
under the
there.
house.
No.
It's under the house.
It's right over there.
It's under the house.
Is it
Happens
there?
every night.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm right here.
It's a Bofu toad.
It's a toad making the cricket sounds.
Yeah, with the... Yeah.
It's a good fat cricket.
Kind of like, well, not like a cricket, more like a pigeon.
That is not what a pigeon sounds like.
Okay. Don't lick the toad.
Please don't lick the toad. You will
It has
foam at the mouth.
neurotoxins in it. And
And if you are a canine, it can be fatal.
Yes, it can be
People used to
fatal.
get high from licking the toad.
Oh, God. People used to get high from licking the toads.
Yeah, it depends on what you call the toad.
That's
Here's my toad.
Here's my toad.
It's sticking out of my zipper.
That's toad.
Lick my toad.
That's
I didn't say chode.
Oh! Oh!
But,
Chode.
Boom. A chode.
You know, I didn't know what that was until my children explained it to me.
Which is taint. Like,
Well,
it's a
not at
little
first.
Forward at the taint. Forward of the taint.
The Urban Dictionary definition kind of changed as my children were getting older. Because when they first explained to me what a chode was, and then I found out what a chode was after, like 5 years later, that they had changed it.
It's under your ball sack.
Well, no, that's not your choad.
It's a
Under
taint?
your ball sack, between your a-hole and your ball sack.
Yeah.
That's your gooch.
Yeah.
On a guy, that's a gooch.
What's it?
On a woman, that's a taint. A
what's a
choad
choad?
is a short, fat wiener.
No.
Yeah. Well, it was originally. That's I mean, like,
Did you know that, Amber?
No, but
Yeah,
the current definition of toad, because it's
Choad.
has
Choad.
changed. Choad is. Come on, Amber. Say it.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
I'm waiting.
It's a douchebag.
Oh no.
Yes. All right, my children need.
We're gonna have to do a little more
If I-
research on this. Until next time, this is.
Until next time, we'll
We're gonna
find
thank
out what
Amber.
choad
Thank you,
means
Amber.
Currently.
Of course, always.
And Jenna Kelly. What do we have to ask?
We have to ask what choad means. Please put it on our reviews.
We do call them choad peas.
Choad. What a choad means. What is
choad
your
means.
definition of choad? Please put it on our reviews. We really want to know what you think it is, and then I'm going to look it up on Urban Dictionary to see what the current.
I'm sorry, you said like a small, fat.
A short, fat wiener.
It sounds like a Venus sausage.
You know, like a short, fat wiener.
Yeah, like a Venus.
No, well,
No,
the
like-
Vienna sausage is not fat.
No,
Well,
a Vienna.
No, it's not girthy at all.
It's not
You're
girthy.
right.
No,
You're
we're
right.
talking about like all girth and no show.
I always thought chode was the taint under
No,
forward of the taint.
Gooch.
I always thought that was the forward of the taint underneath.
Taint is a girl.
the balls.
Gooch is a guy.
I still call it a gooch, even if they're calling it we're talking about a girl. I learned that from Jack.
Okay.
on her.
Okay. Well.
Chode.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Chode is a penis, especially one that is short and thick.
Oh, really? That's
Yes,
a chode?
that is a chode. But now people use it as like a slang word of being like, "Oh, that dude's a chode." Like that dude's because it's like you're a douche.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Not
but
a
it's a
chode.
short, fat dick. That's what a chode is.
Wow.
Like, yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Right?
Live and learn.
Right?
Live and learn.
Right? Live and learn.
Live and learn with
Thank
the,
you, babe.
the chode. Thank you very much. This is Jim, the Keys Bartender. I'd like to thank Amber.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. And Jenna Callie.
She got a little
She's a-
stage fright there. For
No,
a
she
second.
doesn't get stage fright. I know that, but I do appreciate you showing up and making this comment.
Have a good
and remember,
evening, everyone. Remember,
Good evening.
Spotify, iHeartRadio.
tune in,
Tune in, leave us reviews.
podcast, any podcast site you use for us, Spreaker. Just leave a review for us, and we'll be back. Remember, if you want to send us, if you do, go to the website www.keysbartender.com.
KeysBartender.com.
If you want to send us some mail and want us to read your, if you want to insult us,
Please insult us. We'll like it.
put it in. If you send money in with that,
Bring it.
I'll read it. Bring it
Yeah,
on.
right.
Bring
If
it
you
on.
send money,
we'll
Jim
buy
will
booze.
read your insults
I
out
will
loud.
buy booze with it. We are going to a new system here, but I will buy booze with it, and we will read it online. I will not ridicule you right away. And we'll have a good time.
You never
Thank
know
you.
what happens.
Right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com. This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com.